Okay, fellas, I thought I'd play another round. This time I mixed it up. I broke up the 15th. Let me zoom in. So I broke out a corps, not a corps, what am I talking about? A regiment from the 15th Panzer, and I gave it 88s with it. So these two are part of this unit here, and you can see it on the card here. Let's see. So here we go, the 15th Panzer Division. I broke out the 104th. What they have is infantry units. Now, every TOE is worth 100 units, so there's 700 units here and another 700 units here in these battalions, so 1400 units. And then over here I just noted that I detached it, and down here, because I'm keeping it on the same spreadsheet, this is the flak, the 88s, and there's 4. And like I said, let me just check that again. For every TOE represents a certain amount of guns, and it's right in the beginning of this. Yes, for every TOE it's 100 men. For armored vehicles, it's for every TOE is 5 to 8 armored vehicles. And for guns, for every TOE is 4 to 8 guns they represent. So you have there either 16 to 32 guns, 88 guns. So that's what I did for them. Over here, let me zoom out for a minute. I added a 10th armor. So we still have the 7th back here. The 10th Armor Division, I broke it up because they have basically 2 brigades. So I separated them, and I'll show you what's entailed in them. And then we have the 4th Indian. So let's take a look at the 10th. 10th is back here. So they have Stuart's Grant Crusaders. Stuart again, Grants, and you can see they have 9, and their firepower is pretty strong. It's a 7. So you take 9 times 7, that's 63, divided by 10, that's a 6, just with these alone, that's a 6 armor factor coming in. You add them together, that's 12 armor factors, so they're going to be pretty devastating. And in close assault, you can see where they are here. So they have some punch to them. So this is going to be interesting. There is a rule, and it's about not bringing armor units into, or holding back armor units from combat. The attacker is easy because of they're attacking, so they can hold things back, and so the other units can move forward and make the attack. On the other side, the defender, if they choose to hold back, they don't get hit with armor, anti-armor attacks, because they're not involved in either close assault or anti-armor. However, if they get attacked by close assault, their what's the word I'm looking for? Their combat value gets added in, and they can lose TOE. So there's a confusion on this part, and I think that the wording should have been the defender has to choose one or the other, either close assault or anti-armor attacks, because they're the defender. Because if they just sit there and say, I'm not going to do anything, I'm just going to hold and not interact, they will be included in losses, which makes zero sense why you would not then bring their combat factors into the matter. So that's just one little thing in this system that's kind of vague. I'm going to read it again and again to make sure and talk to some people. But that's just my take on it. So for this play, I'm gonna choose one or the other for the defender if they want to come in or not. I mean, if they want to be on the armor factor or on the close assault. All right, so let's start this up. We can get this going, have some fun. All right, so let me move this back on. So this is going to be the movement phase. Everybody is motorized, so I think the slowest unit in here is 15. But we can go past our cohesion hit when we're in a motor vehicle. However, we still are liable to get the cohesion hits against us once we go over the 15 CPA allowed. So start of the front, we're going to do 1, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, 7.5, 8.5, 9, 10. So we expend 10. So let's get to, that was part of 15, that's part of these guys. So they're on, even though it says 10 here, they're actually on these trucks here. So we expended 10.5, which becomes 11. You round it up. So we're still good. As soon as we expend the 20, that's when we start getting the cohesion hits against us. All right, so we expended 11 so far. All movement goes first before any combat begins. So let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14. One, 2, 2.5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.5, which becomes 14 because you round up. So that was the 164. So it becomes 14. And we are complete. So we're going to stop here, and now we're going to do combat. And what we do here, by the way, these units are in contact with each other. Okay. All right, so now we're going to expend another 5 to do a full combat, and the defender has to expend 3. So let's do that. So now we go up from 14 to 19. So let's see who went over. These guys are all in trucks, so they didn't go over. So these guys went over by 4. So the cohesion is I put parentheses or brackets to let me know that they lost. Alright, so that was them. Let's go now to here. 19, what was the other one? Same thing? Yeah, 19. So these guys were 19. And let's look over here. No one went over. These guys did not because they're in a truck that's 20. All of the guns went over. Okay, and these guys went over by 4 actually. Oh, he's part of something else, so I'll check him next. So these guys were 11. They're going to make an attack, which brings them up to 16 actually. So they are good. And that means they went over by 1, which is not bad. Okay, so that's how cohesion goes. Now, who's being attacked? Let me check them. So this is the 9th Brigade of the 10th Armor. So the 9th Brigade of the 10th Armor is here. And they expended 3. So they're good. 4th Indian. 4th Indian expended also 3. So they're fine. Alright, now it's time for combat. First thing up is artillery. Let's put all artillery in forward position or back position. And I made a mistake last video. Anyone who's in the rear, who's back, they can't coordinate their artillery units. They just fire on its own, each one of them. If you bring them all forward, they can all coordinate and fire as one big barrage. Italians, but they're not on the map, but the Italians in forward position can only coordinate within the same hex. If they had multiple hexes attacking, they could not coordinate, even in forward position. Next thing, all AT guns, they are always in forward position, so we don't have to worry about them. So let's go back. Let's see. We'll start with the Germans first. Who am I attacking with them? I'm attacking the 4th. So I'm gonna bear down on them. All right. Let's see here. We're definitely gonna put everyone in forward position. So I'm gonna do 6. 2. I'm bringing everyone forward. So all these people are forward. And that is it. So while I'm here, let's add this up. So I don't have to waste time. So we have 63, 30, 63, 6, and 90. Okay, so that is that. I'm going to let the 164th do all the barrage against the Indian infantry, division. No need for them. I have plenty. I have 246. Divide that by 10 is 24.6 equals 24 points of barrage coming down. So we're good over there. Let's go down to here. I don't think they don't have any artillery. And does this guy have artillery? I don't think so either. I don't think there's any artillery on either side. Nope. So the 10th Armor does not have of Night Brigade. And definitely these guys do not have, because they only took the 88s with them. So no barrage that's going to happen there. However, the 4th Indian does have artillery, and let's see what they're going to bring. Again, they have to bring everyone forward or back, and so they want to coordinate, so they're going to bring everyone forward. 6, 6, 6. So they're bringing in 48, 42. It's 90, 42 again. Divided by 10, so that's 13. So they're bringing in 13. So let's mark who's going to be firing. So what I'm going to do here is, because that's for close imminent, so we'll mark that they fired. Actually, I don't want to do that. Let's undo that. I gotta figure out a better way to, well, it's here actually. Ammo spent. So for now, I'll just do this. Usually I have a piece of paper on the side. I just scrabble everything down, and then I work out the spreadsheets right after. So they're going to fire no one here is firing. Over here no one's firing, and in here all these people are firing. I just go like this. Nice and easy, quick. So all those are going to fire. All right, so let's get back to the board. So the Germans have 24, and the British have over here 13. I'm firing at his infantry, and they're going to fire at my infantry, and they're going to go after the 164th. So let's fire away. Let's check the charts here. Barrage. Okay, we're over here. We're going after infantry. Let's see what happens. Again, we have 24. We roll a 36. The 36 is going to be 1 TOE. So he lost 100 men were killed. And a whole battalion is also going to be pinned. So let's mark that right now. So this battalion is pinned. and they lost 100 units. Now they get to fire back at 13, and they're firing at the 164th. 32. Oh, by the way, terrain doesn't get in the way because, as you can see, we are in clear. So 32 is pinned. So we didn't lose anyone. However, a battalion is going to be pinned. So the 164th will have a battalion that's pinned. Okay. A lot of ammunition was wasted. So next up, they can decide to retreat now if they feel like they're overmatched. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what happens. I'm going to have the 4th Indian Division retreat out. So we look here. So they're in contact. It costs 2 CP to break away from this battle, besides paying then for the land, the terrain. And they'll be going along the road. So this will cost 3 to get to this hex, because he's going to be on the road. So let's see what we want to do with the 4th Indian. The problem is, if he does do that, if he breaks away, this unit that's pinned cannot retreat. They would detach from that division and pretty much will be prisoners of the Germans. And that's what would happen. So let's do that. So this is what's going to happen. They want to save their ass. And so I like to show you everything that's going on. So let's get the 4th. Where are you? Here we are. So what unit was that? First round. So this unit here is going to be left behind. And so they're going to go 3. That's not 3. It's half on the road. So they're going to go, oh, but it's leg units. Let me see how they're moving first. Nope, they're walking. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll stop there. So they expended 7, so they're at 10 CPs that they expended. This unit here was detached. I want to do yellow, actually. So they were detached and they're pinned. So you get a pin marker. And basically they're just going to be captured. So they retreated. These guys decided to stay. They think they can fight it out because they're in rough terrain over here. Is going to give them a shift. 2 shifts in close assault. 1 shift in anti-armor fighting. So yeah. So they're in good shape over here. So let's see what happens. So these guys up here, we're going to attack. They can't fight, so they're going to surrender and they become prisoners. So let's just put them off to the side, and they're done. And if we advance, it costs us CP. So we're not going to advance, we're going to stay where we are. Let's do this battle now. So now let's put units in close assault or armor fighting. So let's do that right now. So these guys are going to all stay in close assault, which that's all they can do. And then these guys will be armor fighting. So let's see how this plays out. Now, the 10th armor, which is this brigade, they can't fight us, by the way, because I have no armor. If I had armor, they can fight us, but they cannot. I should have brought armor for this. So they're going to go into close assault. As well. Again, I need to read the rules because I like to hold them back and not take any fire. However, they're going to be then, like I said, pansies when the Germans march right in with close assault. So let's then look at how it's going to go. Let's get to the Germans. So we have 4 TOE times 15, that's 60. So we have 60 divided by 10, that's 6. So we have 6 armor factors coming in, or anti-tank factors. Here we go. Anti-armor points. So we have 6. Let's roll the dice. 51. It is not going to be pretty. 51 on a 6, 11. So 11 armor points, 11 armor protection points they have to absorb. So let's look at this. Therefore, so they'll lose 1, they'll lose 2, that's 8. And the others, they don't, whatever's remaining is not enough to cause damage to the next one. So they lost 2 tanks. Because if I lose 1 more tank, that would be 12, and it's only 11 factor that you have to satisfy. And so they'll lose more tanks than they're supposed to. So they're done with this. Now we're going to get into close assault. Let's get that up. They're coming to 8 now, so we got 8. It's 40. So it's 80. It's 80 points. That is it. And how about for the Germans? The Germans are eek. Oh, that's not going to be good. What did I say? 14, 28. So we have 28. So 28 divided by 10 is going to be 2.8, which becomes 3. What was I thinking trying to go after these guys? Now, there is a penalty, by the way, for armor units going in without combined arms. And so they're supposed to have the same amount of TOE to match their armor TOE. And if they don't, there's minuses against them. And I need to read that rule. We can do it together. Find that rule. Let's see here. It's under close assault. Combined arms effect. Here we go. For every 1 to 3 TOE strength points of unsupported tanks, the actual close assault strength of the tank is reduced by 1. So they have 8. So 3 into 8 is going to be by 2. So they're going to lose 2 assault points because it's 1 to 3. So 3 and the 2 coming in of TOE. Let's look at this. Yes. Each one is 8. So I take that back. So there's 16 coming in. And so 3 into 16, that's 5. So 5 comes off, but I think the max you can go down is only 3. In no case may the reduction be more than 4. Okay, so they're going to lose 4. So they had 80 going in. That's their raw firepower. Divide that by 10. That comes 8. But they're not combined arms. And so for every 3 they lose a point. And no more than 4, so they're going to have a 4 close assault value. Not bad. We have a 3, so that was close. It was very close. So here we go. We start at 0. We're 3, they're 4. We jump down to here. Next thing we look at is let's look at morale. Let's see what our morale is. We're 2, and they are a -1. Wow, so we're going to get 3 to us. 1, 2, 3, so we're here, plus 2. Next up is we have to check to see if I almost forgot. We have to check to see if our cohesion moves our morale up or down. Here we go. I don't think we have cohesion hit on any of us. He does not. He's good. And I don't think these guys either. Nope, they're good. So our cohesion, both of us are 0. So we're going to roll to see if we go up or down. So the Germans first, 35, nothing. 53, nothing. So we stay where we are, like I said, at that, get back. Here it is. We're here at the +2. Now we look at terrain. Terrain is going to be 2 to their favor because they're in rough. So we go back 1, 2. We're back at 0. We next look at size of units. We have a stacking point of 2. He has a stacking point of 2. We're both the same, so nothing happens. And you can see here, but we can just double check to make sure nothing happens. Organization. Yeah, so our stacking points are even, so nothing happens. Go back to land combat. Where is it again? And last is we checked our raw firepower. He's an 80. We're 28. He is double than us. So he's going to get 2 to his favor. 1, 2. So we're actually here. So that's where it lands. So it is kind of sucky for us. But let's see what happens. We're going to roll for the Germans first. 65. So we're here. Oh, we just made it. No losses. And a 6 and a 5 is 11. And 11 is engaged. So we're engaged. I'm going to put an engaged marker on it. Next up, he will roll a 36. He's here. So a 36, I think he's going to lose 5%. 5%. So 5% is going to be lost, and it's a 3 and a 6, that's 9, and he's going to retreat 1 hex. All right, let's see if he had anyone pinned. I don't think no, because we didn't do artillery. So it's 5 times 80, that's 4. So he has to absorb 4. So let's look at his units. It's the 9th Brigade. These are the guys that were fighting. We look at this value. Now in close assault, it's you take that number, you have to absorb that number, that 4. So they're going to lose 1 for that. So they lost their 1. And they don't have any guns with them, because you would take that 4 divided by 2, and you have to take the guns vulnerability number and lose that based upon that second loss. But since they didn't come with guns, they're just coming with just these units, they're good. They satisfy that loss. And last, they need to retreat 1 hex. So we'll go like this and stay. And they're no longer in contact or engaged. And they moved that 2, which they expended. How much does that cost to move into that terrain? Because it costs, even when you retreat, it costs you your CP. So it's 4 CP to move into that terrain. So they expended already 7. And also gas to do that. Now the next thing is up. It comes to reserves. Let's see. So we did movement and combat. We did our close assault. And then we have reserve. So anyone that had a reserve marker gets released. Now, the phasing player, which is me, the Germans, we go back up to this again, and we'll move again if we so choose. I didn't do breakdown. it takes a while to do breakdown, so I'm just going to skip that. And then we can get back into combat. But before I do that, and usually when you play in this game, the system, and you have your spreadsheets and stuff, you know ahead of time how many attacks you can make based upon what your trucks are carrying. So you're not constantly always counting. You put on the side, I can make 5 attacks this turn because of what your truck's sitting there and all this there. You'll know how many attacks you can make, and so once the combat's over, you'll jump right back into movement again, knowing that you have enough fuel, and jump right back into combat again. As long as you know also your cohesion is not hitting high levels as well, because you're basically burning out your troops. So do I want to now I didn't do the calculations about the ammo, but I know I have plenty of ammo below, and here we'll start calculating our ammo and marking down how much we spent. But I just wanted to play some things out and have fun for now. Like this unit here, they're at 16. As soon as if I go after him and I fight again, I will be over by, let's see, this will cost me 4 CP to get in there. Plus fighting is going to cost me another 5, so it's going to cost me 9 CP of exerting energy. So 9 is going to take me to 25. So I'll have a -5 cohesion for these units here. Now I can recover cohesion by not moving. Oh, by the way, in this combat that I did, I almost forgot, which is good I was looking at this. When a unit leaves the hex, you gain cohesion. So I gain a +3 cohesion for him leaving the hex. So we gain +3, +3. So that's the beauty of making attacks and beating the unit. The other guys as well will gain it too. Oh, actually, the other guys do not get it, the 164th, because of these guys retreated before combat. This has to happen for close assault. If you win in close assault, that's when you can do that. So we'll get it here, but we won't get it for these guys here. Alright, so since we gain cohesion, yeah, but we had a hard time winning against these guys. We don't have enough firepower. Next thing also, any unit that's within 2 hexes of the enemy can move again. This guy, the 164th, cannot. He's done. He's too far away to move. This guy, the 15th, we can move here and attack that. We can move here to attack that, but we're not, because we're not strong enough to attack. And if you move adjacent to the unit, you must make the attack. So that's why I'm staying back here. So what we'll do is we'll take the 15th division and we'll move up. And now it costs me 2 to move there. And let's go back to the 15th and let's start with them. So the 15th is at 21. These guys are not part of them, so these guys are going to be now 2 over. but I'm attacking. So, oof. What you have to do is when you have units that are high cohesion, you got to find out how many are not, how many are, and you have to do a multiplier to divide to get an all-around cohesion hit against you. It might be that I might get a cohesion hit of 3. We shall see. All right, so that's 2 to go there plus attack another 5, so that's going to give me 26. So we have 26. So that means that was 7. So that's going to be 11. Let's see how crazy this is. So I'm wearing out my guns, the troops that are handling the guns. It's a nice experience. All right, so these guys are huffing and puffing, and we're gonna make another attack. That was the 10th Armor 8, who hasn't fought yet, so they're nice and fresh. It's this guy here. All right, so they're gonna do that. All right, so all set. Now, artillery. We'll start with artillery first. I'm just trying to go in order, make sure I don't miss anything. Oh, we have to put them in forward position, so they'll be in forward position. They'll be in forward position. And they'll also be in forward position. These guys are anti-tank guns. They're always in forward position. So I should just put an F to let us know that they are. Alright, so this is going to give me 28. That's the other one's going to give me 24. 28, 24. That's 52. And the other one's going to give me 45. It's 97 becomes 10. Alright, so they have no guns to help them, so they're out of luck for anything. Yeah, they don't have any guns. This is a bigger group, as you can see. Alright, so no guns. We'll fire at them with a 10. They're in they're going to get 1 shift in their favor because they're in rough. So let's take a look. So we're here, but we're going to jump down to 7 and 8. Let's roll. We roll a 65. That's a good one. I think that's going to be 1 hit. Yeah, so we killed 100 units. And oh, I forgot to call out what I was going after. Their armor, so I can only go after armor. I don't think I did anything. It's going to be a pin. So we pinned one of their armor divisions, battalions. So they can choose any one they want, and they'll choose the lesser one. So they're pinned. They're out of commission. Now we're going to see if they want to retreat before close assault. They decide not to. Now we're going to do armor. We're going to set our armor and our close assault units. So let's do that. Let's make sure we both have armor. So these guys can do close assault from me. So let's do that. Close assault, close assault. Let's bring these guys with them for close assault. And I need some armor protection. I don't want to get caught last time. Alright, so I have 7, 7, and 8. So I have enough TOE to be combined arms. Let's do 4 here. And let's do 4 there. Alright, so that's my, and then the rest I'm going to do, let's fire anti-tank. Let's bring them all. Let's destroy as much as we can. Oh, I'll bring these guys as well for. All right, so let me add up. I'm going to add up both. So let's do armor first. So we have 8 times 4, it's 32. We have 2 times 6 is 12. Panzer threes, we have 7 times 4, it's 28. That is 72. And we have 4 times 6. That's going to be a nice battle. All right. So we have 96 divided by 10. We have 10 armor, anti-armor factors coming in. Now let's look at our close assault. We have 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 2 is 8 again. We have 7 times 3, 21. Um, 14 and 14, 28. And 28 again. And 8 times 3. All right, so we have 117, which is going to give us 11.7, which is going to be to 12. So we have a 12 close assault factor and a 10 anti-tank. All right, let's go and see what the 10th armor is going to do. Who is it again? It's this one here. Okay. All right, so and here is my dilemma. I need to find this out. They're going to now attack. They have to leave some back for close assault, or else they can only do close assault or armor. They can't do both. You can do, they have 9. You can split them up and say, okay, 4 is going to do this and 5 is going to be that. You can do, and that's what I'm going to have to do, because you have to leave some back to defend yourself. So let's do this. Let's do 5 and 4. And let's do 4 and 4. They're pinned. I will do 5 here and 4 here. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna break it up. Okay, let's see now. Let's put this together. Let's do the armor first. So we have 5 times, that's 35. We have 4 times 7 is 28. We have 5 times 7, it's 35 again. It's 98. Alright, so we have 98, which is going to be 10. So we have 10 armor factors coming. Now let's look at close assault. 4 times 5 is 20. It's 20. And 4 times 4 is 16. It's 56. It's going to be 6. So we have 6 close assault and 10 anti. So what did I have for my other one? Don't tell me I misplaced it. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, here it is. Thank God I wrote it out. Alright, so the Germans have 10 for anti-tank. The British also have 10 for the anti-tank. Germans have 12 for close assault. The British have 6 for close assault. And our raw firepower was 117 for close assault, and theirs was 56 for close assault. So let's see. Yeah, we're double them. Double. Alright, so let's get back to the map. Enough with the spreadsheets. So here's our attack. So the first thing is, let's do the armor against armor. Rough, we will lose 1 shift. So they're going to have the advantage on that. So let's get to the armor. We were 10, but we have to go down to 9. So let's fire away. 25. Alright, 25 on the 9 is 12. They're on the 10, they're going to roll 51. 17. Alright, so they have to resolve 12, we have to resolve 17. Let's look at that now. Eek. So everyone here gets hit because they're in close assault or armor. I didn't hold anyone back. So arm protection, again I have to 17. I can just lose the Panzer IVs and I can lose 8 here. So that's 8 right away. So that leaves me with 9 to go. I could lose 1 here. one here, and one here. So that's what I'll do. So I'll lose one there for 3. I'll lose one there for another 3, and one here for another 3. So that brings me to 17. So I satisfy that. Now let's look at the Americans. They have 12 they have to satisfy from this group. So they want it from here because they need these guys to go in. So let's look at this. 12. So there's a 4 here. Oh, they can do it. They'll just lose one from each one. So this is 4. This is another 4. And this is another 4 for 12. So like I said, a TOE, that's equivalent to, I believe, 5 tanks for 1 TOE. So they lost 15 tanks in that battle. So that is done. Now we're going into close assault. Okay. We have, like I said, 12. They have 6. So we start here. We have 6 better than them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to here. So we have 6 to there. They're going to get 2 shifts in favor for them for the rough. 1, 2. So we're here. We're going to get we are a division. Even though we broke out a unit, we're still more than half. So we're going to get, I think, 2 shifts, 5, 2, or 3. Let's take a look. So we're in the +4. Let me just note that. We're in the +4. It's actually here in the rule book, which is better. Here we go. They are a brigade. They're a 2-point brigade. We're a division. So we're going to get 2 shifts in our favor. So we're here, we go back up to +7, +8. We are double their firepower. We go up to +11, so we're on the overrun column. And then we check for morale. So let's see what our morales are before we, they're a -1. And we're a 2. And let's see if we get anything that's going to help them. We'll roll first. 12. Nope. We're going to be good. We're both good. So going back to the close assault chart, we gain another 2 more because of morale. Actually, because we go even further, but we have to stop here. So we're here on the chart. So it looks like we can do some heavy damage to them. So we're going to roll first. 64. We're here. That's us. So 64 is nothing for us. And they roll a 33. 33. They lose 30%. So 30%, their raw firepower was 56. However, they had a pin unit that we have to now bring in. That unit was pinned, so we have to use 2 times 4 is 8. So 56 and 8 is 64. So we're going to take 30% of 64. Yeah. They lost 19 close assault factors, 19. So, and there's more rules for this. If you lose 30%, where is that? There's something here. If you lose a certain amount of percentage wise, yeah, I'm still relearning the rules again. It's coming back to me. Oh, here we go. If for some reason both retreat, no, that's not it. Where is it? If the defending player no, that's retreat. Alright, I have to find it. There's something about if you lose a certain amount, what happens to those units. I think they get an extra 3 cohesion hits in them, if I'm not mistaken. Their roll was a 33. Let me go back to the charts. I need to see if they retreat or what they do. A 6, 2 to 9, so they're going to retreat. So let's do this. If they retreat there, it's going to cost them. They're trying to save. No, but we want to stay. All right, that cost them 4. And they have to solve 19, like I said. So all these, well, the ones that actually fought. No, everybody. That's right, because of the defenders. So we'll start with the ones that were in close. So 5, 10, 14, 19. So we can do that. So we'll do that. 5, 10, 14, 19. All right. So they resolved that. What I looked at, by the way, are these numbers here to the left, that dash. And they retreated. And I know they're going to get a -3. I'm going to put a -3 for them. However, we get a +3 to our cohesion. And these guns go from 11 down to 9. I mean 8. So 8, 8, 8, 8. I'll put the brackets on later. So they are done and we are done. So combat is over. Again, they are now 2 hexes still from us. We can now come back and attack again if we so choose, if we have the cohesion ability. But my guns are, I can leave my guns behind and move forward and attack. I can do that. So it depends on how I want to handle this, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it like this and end the turn here. And there's other things we start doing to supply. We fix our spreadsheets here. All the ammunition we wasted, we document it. But looking at this here, as you can see, like when these guys fire, it costs 14 ammo points. When the tanks fire, like the Panzer IIIs, it costs 24 ammo points if all of them fired. Fuel is here. That's how much they keep in their gas tank. But it's a lot of ammunition that was wasted. However, for this little thing I'm doing, I brought a lot of ammunition for that. But hopefully, guys, this was fun for you. It's easier for me to play without doing videos and stuff. I can just go right through it and stuff. But I thought it would be fun for you guys to watch, especially that no one plays the campaign for North Africa. Well, have a good night, fellas.